We begin our look at sports in the MLS. Atlanta United failed to keep the New York Red Bulls off the score sheet on Thursday night at Red Bull Arena, but it didn't matter. New York's 94th minute goal wasn't enough to worry the Five Stripes as they advanced to the MLS Cup final on a 3-1 aggregate score. Atlanta found a way to exercise those New York-based demons, advancing past both New York City FC in the conference semifinal and now the New York Red Bulls in the conference final. Atlanta will face Portland in the MLS Cup on Saturday, December 8th, the same night as the Heisman Trophy presentation here in New York and the Hoops rivalry between the Knicks and the Nets. Speaking of rivals, looks like the Yankees and the Mets checked in on Robinson Cano, the former Bomber and current Seattle Mariners star, is on the block. And it looks like he's heading back to New York, but not the Bronx. The Mets are nearing a trade to acquire Cano and reliever Edwin Diaz from the Mariners. Cano appeared in 80 games last season, missing half the year after being suspended in May for violating the league's joint drug agreement. He had 303 on the year, tallying 50 RBIs. The 8-time All-Star will be making a return to New York if the deal is completed after playing the first 9 years of his career with the Yankees. Cano is a 304 lifetime hitter with 311 career homers. His best season came in 2016 when he hit 39 home runs and tallied 103 RBIs for the Mariners. Diaz reached his first All-Star game in 2018. The third-year reliever led the MLB in saves with 57 last year, striking out 124 batters in 77 innings. Cano might be in and Noah Syndergaard might be out in Queens. The Amazons wanting to trade for Robbie is a decent idea, of course, but I'm not sure how I feel about Thor exiting. The Mets are motivated to trade the hard-throwing power pitcher with GM Brodie Van Wagenen, initiating talks with multiple clubs. Expectation is he will be traded this winter and a free agent starting pitcher will be signed to fill his spot. Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom is off limits, with the Mets hoping for an extension. On the Bronx Bomber front, free agent starter Patrick Corbin met with the Philadelphia Phillies on Tuesday. Corbin met with the Washington Nationals on Wednesday and reportedly met with the Yankees yesterday. The 29-year-old lefty is the top free agent pitcher on the market, so he's likely in line to command a contract in excess of $100 million. Corbin this past season posted a 3.15 ERA with 246 strikeouts and 48 walks over exactly 200 innings of work. Over a 6-year career, Corbin has a 3.91 ERA. 2018 was his best of those 6 seasons, which is certainly good timing. Not so good timing for the New Orleans Saints last night on Thursday Night Football. Their franchise record 10-game winning streak is in the rear view mirror. The Saints late Thursday night tipped their hats to the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas's defense stopped Drew Brees. Its offense shortened the game, and a Saints team that was averaging more than 37 points per game was held to only 10 and gained 176 yards, its fewest since 2001. Final score, Dallas 13, New Orleans 10. Open quote, "I felt like we really didn't find any rhythm pretty much the whole game," close quote, said Brees, who had only 127 passing yards, second fewest for a full game in his 13 seasons with the Saints. "I still believe New Orleans is the team to beat, and I actually think that this loss will serve them very well going forward, because going undefeated the rest of the way, including the playoffs, is a tall order for any team. They can now regroup and win the rest of the way." Can't see the Giants or the Jets winning out, of course. The focus now in New York is on fixing both teams. The Jets are linked to disgruntled Pittsburgh running back Le'Veon Bell, and it might be time to take a risk. The Jets haven't had a Pro Bowl player on the offensive side since 2004. It's beyond time to find one, of course, even if it's costly. Jets quarterback Sam Darnold, who practiced for the first time since straining his right foot, said he's hopeful about playing this week. He took some reps on Wednesday. Gang Green is in Tennessee Sunday for a 4:05 p.m. kickoff. The G-Men are home for Chicago. That game gets underway at 1 on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. Star rookie running back Saquon Barkley will wear cleats supporting his niece with a rare illness. Barkley is among several Giants players supporting a cause with special cleats this Sunday as part of the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats initiative. Not sure how much longer Big Blue will roll with Eli Manning under center. Next week could be the right time to see rookie Kyle Lauletta. Tired of the questions about Manning and the Giants quarterbacks, Coach Pat Shurmur says the remaining schedule isn't about player tryouts. Time for some quick hitters. Damian Lillard went off for the Portland Trailblazers. He had a record 10 three-pointers in a Blazers victory. When Dame Dollar gets hot, there is no more dangerous player in the NBA. Wednesday night, Lillard was hot. 10 three-pointers, made on his way to 41 points, sparking a 115-112 win over Orlando. Lillard was 10 of 15 from 3 on the night. Dame time. Those are video game numbers. Jaren Jackson Jr. uses video games to help his NBA game. Yes, you heard that right. Jackson is the star rookie for the Memphis Grizzlies. He recorded a career-high 7 blocks in his game on Sunday against the New York Knicks. Of course he did. And he should be on your Rookie of the Year board if he's not already. The future is bright in Memphis, especially considering how well the team has played early in the year. So how does Jackson get all his blocks? According to a recent comment, Jackson credits his playing of the popular video game franchise NBA 2K19 with his ability to time those jumps. Seriously. And seriously, all-time baseball legend Vince Scully is 91. He turned 91 on Thursday. Scully broadcasted Dodger games for 67 seasons. Happy birthday to the greatest baseball broadcaster of all time, a Fordham alum. On the ice, the New York Islanders are blazing a new path with 3 women on the broadcast team. The 3 cover the Islanders on the MSG network, providing analysis and reports throughout the games. Dana White did not approve of 48-year-old Chuck Liddell coming out of retirement to take a beating at the hands of Tito Ortiz last Saturday. But the UFC president's problem isn't with Liddell, it's with the fight promoter Oscar De La Hoya, whose Golden Boy Promotions put on the showcase of aging UFC Hall of Famers that saw Ortiz land a first-round knockout with a right hand to the chin. Sports Illustrated applied the title to this month's sit-down with Terrell Owens, the newly inducted Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens isn't done talking. Owens, 44, told SI's Greg Bishop that if he were still playing, he would have knelt beside Colin Kaepernick during the anthem in protest of racial inequality and police brutality. The piece didn't expound on any of those comments further, instead jumping into the former wide receiver's thoughts on end zone celebrations and freedom of expression. For the first time in years, Tiger Woods teed it up at his Small Field Hero World Challenge event in the Bahamas in good health, his game in order, but the result in the first round was more like the Tiger Woods of 2014 to 2017. It was unspectacular. Woods, who finished with a 1/73, spent a fair amount of time at last place before rallying a bit on the final few holes. First, he loses to Phil Mickelson, and now this. Don't miss the Battle of the Bronx. Fordham Manhattan is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Men's basketball at its finest. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a cool NBA story. Riley Morrison is a 9-year-old Steph Curry fan. She plays basketball and loves going to Golden State Warrior games with her dad. So it wasn't surprising that Riley wanted to lace up a pair of Under Armour Curry 5s to start her new basketball season. But there was one problem, Rena. When Riley and her dad went to the Under Armour site and looked for Curry 5s in her size, they couldn't find any in the girls section. So Riley picked up a pen and wrote a letter to Curry, the man behind the shoe, to ask him why the Curry 5s don't come in sizes for girls. Her dad posted the letter to Instagram. Curry will now be making the 5s in girl sizes. He also promoted to get and promised to get Riley a pair of the 5s and even the 6s. Social media is amazing, folks, and Steph Curry is arguably the league's MVP on the floor and off it. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C.